hello. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, I think that sounds all right. All right, there we go. All right, I think that's good. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the airplane show for tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing a little flight here on Microsoft Simulator. Let me show you the flight that we're going to be doing first. So here, my friends, is what we're going to be doing. So Southwest Flight 3954 from Oakland, California, leaving gate 23, flying to San Diego, California. So we're pretty much going to do this whole flight. Well, not pretty much. Hopefully we're going to be doing the whole flight. Hopefully I don't have some of these issues I had last night with autopilot kicking off. We're going to be flying the PMDG 737-800 with the Southwest livery. So it looks like it flew about 37,000 feet in the air. Here is what I built on Navigraph. So we can see it here. So we're going to be leaving Oakland on the Coast 9 Mickey transition. Fly past the LAX VOR and then pick up the Comics RNAV arrival. And then we're going to be doing this RNAV approach tonight, which is a little different than we've been doing. Usually I do ILS approaches, but tonight we're going to be doing this RNAV approach. Yeah, RF required and no more than 210 knots. Yeah, we can comply with all that. So let's get the show on the road. Let's go up here and let's pick our let's get all right, so where is a Southwest? I think it's all the way up top. Yep, Southwest. All right, so we got Southwest there. And we got to do K Oak. K Oak. And we got gate 23. So we're going to be taking off on runway 30 here. All right, that's that. 25, 24, 23. Set for departure. And there we go. Let's fly. If anybody winds up watching this, I certainly appreciate it. You could always leave a like, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That would be certainly appreciated. Let me go to my iPad and pull up Navigraph so I can program the flight. Alright, let's go to View Sim Brief OFP so we can program everything. Well, I don't know if that's gonna, if the jetway's gonna come out that far. Well, we can try it. I don't know if the jetway's gonna meet the airplane. That's weird. I've never been to this airport before, so we'll see what happens. Unless I just use the stairs, but let's see if this works first. All right, so let's go to menu, and let's go to actions. Let's change this to all right. Let's release the stairs. Change this to jetway, and let's wait for all that to release. Then we got to open the door up again. I was using a mouse last night. It was, I guess I can try using the mouse again. It was okay. It wasn't great. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm so used to using the controller that I found the mouse to be a little cumbersome, but all right, so doors, open door, ground services, and request. Let's see what happens. Oh, here it comes. Maybe it will work. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. That's about as far as it goes, huh? That sucks. All right. Well, let's. I guess we'll put that away. And we'll use the stairs, I guess. All right, so fuel. Yeah, I'm not using this mouse. I like using the controller better. It's just as quick. All right, so fuel we need, it says here, we need 5981 kilograms. I guess it's kilograms of fuel, but last night I plugged in what it asked me to plug in, and it didn't work. So, well, I'm sorry, it worked. It just it started running out of fuel. So we're going to put in 5,000 here and then adjust it when the fuel truck is connected to us. So let's plug that in there. Let's go to payload. Let's set this to empty. And return. All right, now what we can do here now is, I tell you what, let's set up the, let's turn on the power first. So let's go up here to battery guard. Let's close that. Adjust the volume a little bit. All right, and now we can turn the ground power on. And let's put some lights on for now. Okay, now we can go back to actions. All right, let's set up. Okay, so it says here 5981. Let me put in like 8,000 pounds of fuel. Well, we'll do 8,500. Let's do 8,500. Okay, so we got 8,500 here. Let's request the fuel truck. Okay, for the passengers on this Simbrief OFP, we got 133 passengers. And let's request passenger bus. And for our cargo, it says 3.3, so let's put 1,000 in the front. Request these trucks, and we'll do 2,300 in the rear. Okay, that's all good, that's all working. Got trucks showing up. I don't think it like shows people actually getting on the airplane, but we can just pretend. Got the fuel truck hooked up. Oh, you know what? I actually have to do something else. I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot. We got to go down here and click start. And we got to go here and click start also. Let's see, I still don't think it shows anybody actually getting off the bus. No. That sucks. I wonder if I had the Xbox X, if it would do that. Probably not. I don't think it would still do it. Go up here, click FMC, clear, index, position. Alright, that's all doing its thing. We got 12 passengers so far. Those are connecting. We can start loading this in. I do think it at least shows bags, I think. At least I thought it did. I could have sworn on the when I was streaming this, when I was recording videos on the iPad, I could have sworn it showed bags on there. I guess I could be wrong. Maybe I was just dreaming it. All right, let's wait. That's connecting. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. There we go. All right, start. Okay. So what we got? K-O-A-K. Gate 23. Let's see if it takes it. Sometimes it accepts gate numbers. Oh, look at that. Let's put this in. Let's go back. Alright, let's go up and turn on the nav system. Three times to the side there. This. I don't mind using the mouse on the FMC. I don't like using it on the dials and stuff. It doesn't do the same thing like on the PC where it shows that little hand and you can just click it and stuff. It like, I don't know. It doesn't. It like, I tried using it last night to give you an example, like up here, like with the barometric pressure, and I'd have to like click, and if I click and held it, I couldn't like, it couldn't drag it. If I click and held it, it just like started spinning it, and it made it like it was increasing the numbers really quickly. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do it a whole lot during the flight, just because I don't know if that had anything to do with the autopilot kicking off last night, but the autopilot kicked off like 3 times mid-flight. I think some of it was due to the wind, because that plane was really like bouncing side to side like a lot last night, and I think the wind kind of knocked it out a little bit, but I don't know if it was the mouse either. I like to think that I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I've been playing this simulator for the better part of a year, and I mean, even though this is like a really high-tech simulated plane compared to some of the other ones, you know, it's still like relatively simple compared to the other ones. Like it's like the same buttons over and over again. It's just this one, it's a bit more realistic with some of the stuff you have to do. But all right, that's all good. Let's program in our flight. So let's go back. Let's try the mouse again. Let's go to root. Let's go to oak. Got case hand. All right, where is the actual? There we go, case hand. All right, case hand. Flight number is SW83954. This is a flight that took place real life today on Sunday. You guys have seen my videos. I like to mirror the flights off of flights from real life. All right, depart. All right, we got runway 30. We got the coast 9. And the transition is Mickey. Well, that's something. Huh, why doesn't it have the right transition here? Well, let's open up the chart. And SXC FLW. No, it's not RSZ, it's not GVO. Huh. Cypress, Mickey. Alright, well we'll leave that blank for now. Let's just see what happens. Maybe it'll put, oh, it already has Mickey in there. Alright, very good. Okay, so LAX is next. On Navigraph it showed the transition as Mickey. Usually you have to choose that, but I guess this time around it didn't need us to choose it. So, alright, now we got, let's see here. Arrival is, we got the RNAV Z27. RNAV Z27 with the Kalami transition. We're doing comics. And, oh, it looks like LAX. Okay, so LAX is the transition. Okay, so we may have to delete that other LAX that we typed in. Alright, let's go to legs. LAX, Marvel, comics. Alright, so let's leave all that for now. Let's type in our cruising altitude today. Looks like it is 35,000 feet on the chart here. So 35,000. That. Let's type in our winds. Okay. let's see here. Go down to winds. And let's type in 31, so 310. Let's go to forecast first. So 310. Then we're going to do 20,000. Then we're going to do 10,000. All right, at 31,000 feet, we have 276 by 40. Whoa, what was that? 276 by 40. And then at 20,000 is 297 by 33. 297 by 33. And then 10,000 is, 1 second here, let me turn this other audio down a little bit. And then 10,000 is 314 by 16. So we got 314 by 16. Actually, this part is, this part's a little easier using a mouse. 314 by 16. All right, so that's all done. Let's click execute. Now, if we were connected to data link, like if I was on a PC, we could click the data link and connect to it. We could actually get the winds from like real life, but I mean the winds I guess are real life to an extent because it has these winds in SimBrief, but like we could get live, live feedback if we were actually able to connect to that, but we can't, so it won't let me do it on the Xbox. All right, let's see how we're doing with all this. So, all right, so all this is good. We can release all these. Let's see here, let's go next. All right, we got 8,500 pounds of fuel. We can release that. And we got all our people on board, so we can release the bus. We can release that. And what we can do now is go to init. And let's put in our cruise winds first. 332 by 52. So we got 332 by 52. Yep, by 52. And what we can do is click this perform init request, and everything that we typed in, everything that we did on the other FMC for payload and passengers and fuel and all that, it's going to bring it all in here. We just have to wait for it. It'll say load over here in a second. Yep, load. We can click execute. That's got it all there now. Now the cost index, according to SimBrief, is 20. That 18 is just defaulted. See, it says using reserve fuel. See, I don't get that here. Yeah, you know what? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why it's saying we're going to be using reserve fuel. That it makes no sense to me. The plan is for, according to the plan, it is 5981 is the block fuel for the. So let's type in 5.9. Well, let's just do 6.0 and see what happens. All right, let's just type in 6 here. All right, N1 limit is so 30 plus 18 is 48. going to derate it a little bit. We'll do that. Let's do takeoff. Let's go and figure out the slope of the runway here. So the slope of the runway here is 0. And according to the METAR on Navigraph, we are looking at 310 degrees by 9 knots. So 310. Sorry about this whole fuel thing. I don't know what's going on. Whenever, like, if you watch any of the videos I've done with this airplane, oh, you know, I don't know if I did any videos on the iPad with this. Anyways, when I was using the iPad, I never had that fuel reserve thing. That's only been like the last 2 days using the Xbox. I don't really get it, to be honest with you. It's weird. All right, so we got flaps 5. Oops, yeah, might help if I type in the 5. All right, so flaps 5. Yep, we got our balance here. And now it says trim 4.69. We can't move the trim, by the way. You can move it a little bit, but it won't really let you go past 4. So you can stop at like 4.9, and it just goes backwards. So I just usually leave it wherever it defaults, because you can't really change it. Okay, let's go back to cruise here and type in our correct altitude. Today is 35,000 feet. And let's go to legs. Let's get rid of this vector. All right, let's go to check out our plan here. We can step through this a little bit here. Okay, that all looks good. Turn these VORs off. We don't need them. At least not right now. Okay, let's finish. Yep, that all looks good. All right, I think we're good there. Let's go kick on the APU. Again, if you were been watching this for a while, I do apologize about that fuel thing. I have never in my life seen that happen with the reserve fuel. That was really strange. I don't know what was going on with that. Like I said, I will read about it and try to figure out what's going on with that, but unless I just didn't have the correct amount of fuel for the whole trip, maybe because I had 4.8 in there instead of the 5.9, maybe that's partly what happened, but I don't know. Okay, so let's kick on the aft fuel pump. Let's kick on the APU. Let's go to the pushback menu here. Oops. Now pushbacks are kind of my kryptonite in a way. Like, I always get confused on which way it's supposed to go. So, yeah, I have a really bad issue with with if you watch like last night's stream, I have a really bad issue with like putting the airplane the right direction, like the right angle, not angle, having the right way to choose the nose for 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 pushing back. Like I know it's supposed to go backwards, obviously, but I always forget like if pushing it back like nose to the left means that it goes to the right, or if it really goes to the left. Like I get super confused by that. All right, what is our landing altitude? Let me go to the arrival chart. So 17. So let's just put in 50. Let's put the emergency lights on. Okay, so APU is running. I believe the APU is running. Let's turn this volume up just a little bit. Okay, so let's turn off the ground power unit. Actually, we'll just unplug it. Because I think if I was to click that, it would actually like set it on again. All right, so let's get rid of the ground power unit. Disconnecting. We can go to pushback. Let's choose the right tug. Let's make sure our parking brake is on. I want to make sure the chocks are released, but I don't see the... Okay, chocks are removed. Okay, so push back. Okay, so nose to the right. I don't know if that means... Well, you know what? We'll try it. I think it'll be okay.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left. Roger that. Ready for pushback. Tail to the left. Release brake, please.
Let's see what happens.
Brakes released.
I mean, I have plenty of room for error at this airport. Last night was a little hairy, being in Sydney, but... Alright, so we got nose to the right. Let's see what happens. Turn, baby, turn, baby, turn. Turn my airplane. Turn my airplane. Alright, I think we're good. We turned the airplane the right way. Yep, I know I need to verify takeoff speeds. Let me do that real quick.
Brake set.
I haven't set the barometric pressure yet, so let's do that real quick.
Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release from guidance on.
Let's see. Alright, let me check this here. So according to the METAR, it is A2991. So let's plug that in. Oh, that's not too bad, it's only one. One of them's off. Alright, let's go here. Let's go index, takeoff. Oh, I wonder if I should do flaps 10. Let's do flaps 10. That's kind of fast to take off. It really doesn't change it by much. Alright, well screw it. We'll do flaps 5. It's a simulator. I don't think the simulated people would mind if, you know, something bad were to happen. Alright, so we got 148 there. 2991. Okay. Let's turn on engine number 1. Alright, well actually let's put the yaw dampener on. Alright, let's do this first. Alright, let's do this here. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I forgot to turn on the bleed. No wonder it failed. No wonder the engine wouldn't turn on. Gotta have that bleed on. Oh, I already got the fuel set, so alright, we're good there. Alright, flight director there, flight director there. So 148 plus 15 is 163. So we're going to set 163. 63 up in her. And 24, 30. All right, so we'll guess we'll set this first one for 24,000 first. We'll adjust it in the air. All right, let's kick on number 2. Well, number 1 really, but just wait for you to. There we go. You're spooling up a little bit, so we can play with you now. We can play with that one now. All right, and what am I looking for here? 2991. That's good. That's good. Take off. Oh yeah, what's the bearing of the runway that we're taking off on? So the bearing is 296, so let's set this for 296. Alright, so that's good. Alright, we're good there, we're good there. Let's turn on the generators. Generator. Generator. Let's put you to auto. Let's turn on this probe, that probe. Let's turn on some logo lights, wing lights, wheel lights. Let's put you on continuous, you on continuous. Let's turn you off. Let's turn you off. Let's put on some taxi lights. And I think we're pretty much ready for takeoff at this point. Oh yeah, TCAS is off. Alright, let's put on our traffic system, even though there's like no other planes in the sky. And we gotta put our flaps down, so. Yep, there we go. And let's put our speed brake on. Alright, that's all good. Let's put our hydraulics. Hydraulics look good, 3,000. Alright, let's let's head on out. Let's turn off our emergency brake. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now boarding. Oh, we've already boarded, actually. Come on, engines. Come on, the controller's vibrating. That means I should be close to moving. All right, it's a pretty. Would have thought Oakland would have had a bigger airport. I mean, I know San Francisco's like right across the bay. I would have thought Oakland had a bigger airport though. Alright, I believe that's our runway right there. Ground speed is... Alright, let's see here. Oh, okay, I got you now. I got you. We gotta make a little turn. Let's make a little turn to the left. Alright. So far, so good. Check the METAR again. Yep, still 2991. That's good there. Ground speed is 17. Oh boy. Simulator looks pretty good on the Xbox S. Of course, I don't have a 4K TV, so maybe that's part of the reason why it looks so good, but alright, that's good. Let's put on the strobe light. And I guess we'll put down our, even though we really don't need it for takeoff, but alright, let's get ready for takeoff. arm LNAV and VNAV. We'll get lined up, put the engines up about halfway, and then click on that screw next to the right of the terrain button. We'll click on that screw button there so we can activate our toga. Alright, let's spool some engines up. There we go. Now we are cooking with gas. Getting ready to take off. Once we get positive rate, we'll push the right D-pad, put the wheels up, let's push forward. Yes, sir. All right.
Positive rate of climb.
Positive rate. All right. Far so good. Turn on the autopilot here pretty soon. Once we get to about 1,500 feet. Alright, autopilot should be on. Let's lock our landing gear. Alright, after takeoff. Alright, engine bleeds on. Oh, we got turn packs on. Okay, let's see what this says here. We gotta put some flaps up. Yep, flaps up, no lights. Okay, so flaps are going. And we gotta put flaps up one more time. Now our flaps are up fully. Now we're making our turn towards Mickey. Put on some data. Okay, we're looking good. Can turn this off now. Hydraulics are looking fine. Alright, we are good to go. Now, I just started doing those RNAV approaches recently, so we'll see how it goes tonight. I mean, they're not too difficult, but yeah, I'm not a pilot. I just play one on the internet, so we'll see how it goes. But I mean, I find them way more challenging than ILS approaches. I mean, ILS, you just have to program in the frequencies and get to the right course. RNAV, you really need to pay attention to, you know, your speed, your height, Let me turn my mouse off. So I'd like to thank whoever's watching tonight. I'd like to thank you. Certainly do appreciate it. I do these videos for fun. I love playing these simulators. I find them extremely interesting, especially pushing all the buttons. And for years, I've just been doing it on iPad or tablet. Recently, I got this Xbox, and I'm able to now play this simulator on the Xbox. Now makes a world difference seeing it on a big screen TV versus seeing it just on a little iPad. But there's San Francisco International Airport, Aeroporto. One thing I wish Microsoft, maybe they'll change this when they come out with Microsoft 2024. One thing I wish they would do is, like with Aerofly, there's a really easy way of fast forwarding your airplane. And X-Plane, there's a really easy way of fast forwarding the airplane. But on Microsoft Flight Simulator, there is no effective way to fast forward your airplane when you get to cruising altitude. I would love to do a long flight, overseas or across country, but I just don't want to. I don't really, to be honest, I really don't have time to sit here for like 3 or 4 hours. I'm a single father of 2 kids. I work full time, and I kind of just do this in my, my spare time. So I don't really have a way to sit here for that long. And there is a fast forward button with the simulator, but it most of the time it doesn't put you at the correct altitude. It doesn't it's really not effective. So, but with like X-Plane, you just go to the map, just drag your airplane where you want it on the map, and it stays there. And you start back with the right altitude, the right speed. Everything is the same. With Aerofly Mobile, they have a really good program too with fast forwarding your airplane. Now, the only thing with Aerofly and fast forwarding your airplane is that you have to turn on the autopilot again and program any frequencies and things like that. But that's really not that big of a deal, compared to what we do here in Microsoft, which they have that fast forward button. I've used it a few times, and man, it is terrible, just terrible. Yeah. All right, the autopilot is still on. That is wonderful. Because last night I had some major issues. By this time last night, my autopilot, by this time at the flight last night, going from Sydney to Melbourne, the autopilot already kicked off like 3 times. And I don't know if it was because of the wind or what it was, but man, it was bad. It was real bad, okay? That autopilot last night was real bad, okay? The volume needs to be adjusted for my voice or for the sim. If anybody's watching, just put that in the chat if you don't mind. I don't really know how. I mean, I have it up on the side here, but it's tough to tell, exactly like the volume ratio of things. I think PMDG did a really good job with this airplane. I was really on the fence about what version to get, but the 737-800 seems to be a really good size airplane. The 739 is a little big. 737-700 is nice, but I don't know. I thought about getting the other one that was like, I think the 737-500, but there's already like a version like that in Aerofly, and I wanted to have, pretty up-to-date version of. Yeah, they did a real good job with this. Okay, we can get ready to set our pressure to standard. All right, we're standard, we're good. Let's match our heading. All right, we are doing good. Now in a little bit, we're gonna program our elevation and the length of the runway in here. I don't know if there's a VOR to program for San Diego, because you can kind of do like an ILS type landing with an RNAV. It would say FA instead of LOC for localizer here, it would say FAC, and this would say traffic. What the deuce?
Traffic.
I've never had that happen before. That's exciting. Wow. I've never seen that happen before in the simulator. Where's the traffic at? I hope it don't crash. One thing I wish they modeled in this airplane is the weather. A couple of airplanes in Microsoft Simulator, they actually have real weather maps built in with live weather. By the way, I do have live weather and time turned on. But yeah, PMDG hasn't modeled that yet with this simulator. Hopefully they'll do that, because I think that would be really cool. They have a terrain map in this, which is pretty cool, but yep. All right. Let's go back to Navigraph. Actually, let's check out our landing area today. See if there is a VOR to program. Let's go to VOR. Yeah, there's an NDB at North Island. Okay, yeah, there is no VOR to program, so that's fine. We don't need it, but I was just curious if they had it. Okay. However, we do need to program the correct course for our landing, and that's going to be 275. And our decision altitude is going to be 617, so we need to put that on about 650. We can program that once we level off. Alright, let's see here. So we are heading towards Mickey and then LAX. It's a pretty simple flight plan to put in. Didn't have to worry about any highways or really adding any kind of waypoints. You just plug in departure, arrival, and that's about it. Ding, you are now free to move about the country. Yeah, last night's flight was really challenging, was really fun. That was flying a Virgin Australia Velocity livery from Sydney, Australia to Melbourne, Australia. That was a lot of fun. Now, I was going to do a flight from Phoenix to Santa Barbara using an American Airlines jet, but I really wanted to fly a Southwest plane tonight, so that's why I'm doing this flight. I try to do airports in the simulator that were like the hand-done airports. Now, I just have the standard edition, so, you know, but like LAX was one of those airports. Atlanta and Orlando, but I didn't have time to do one from an East Coast. And as much as I enjoy seeing the airplane at nighttime, you know, the cockpit and landing at airports at nighttime and all that, uh, you really can't see. Now, you know what? Let me finish that sentence first. So you really can't see the airplane at nighttime while it's in the air. I mean, even the lights are tough to see sometimes. Now, I do have a mod downloaded with these lights where it's supposed to be like more realistic looking lights, but I haven't tried a nighttime flight on the Xbox, so maybe it'll be different with the Xbox than the iPad. But using that iPad, man, it was like it was like you couldn't see anything, and even like the little like marker lights and the position lights and the anti-collision lights, you really couldn't see any of that. Certain angles you could see a little bit of it, but go back here. Hello, peoples. Oh, they got nice chairs in Southwest. Welcome. Please touch the screen to continue. I'm touching it. Nothing's happening. I do think it's pretty cool how you can like move around like almost the whole airplane on some of these airplanes. Anybody want some coffee? Some airplane coffee? Where's the bathroom? We can join the Mile High Club. Where's the bathroom at? Maybe they don't have a bathroom up here. Oh, lavatory. Oh, we can't go in a lavatory. It's locked. All right. So be it. I like turning. A lot of times I like the lights up very high, but with the outboard one here, I like turning it down a bit because it's really tough when it's up all the way. It's really tough to see the flight director, you know, crossing there. So, all right. So we got 43 miles to the top of our descent. We're at heading of 117. Let's adjust that. Now with this particular simulator, if I was to bring up that other cursor where it has the different options on the top of the screen, for some reason with this plane and with the A310, it seems to like disengage the flight director, and then your plane doesn't follow the path that it's supposed to fly. So that's why I have this little one here. So this is just using the right thumbstick. Yeah. All right, so let's plug in our runway information. So we go to information for the runway. It's 15 feet. So we got an elevation of 1. Now this is going to adjust the heads-up display so that the reticle will actually like line up with the touchdown zone, and it's 9401. We got 94, 201, and we can hit the in-tray button, in-tray, and now we should be all set. 159401. Okay. Mode, we're going to do IMC, and then we're going to leave the VMC for visual, and we're going to leave that on. That way it gets rid of a lot of the clutter in the middle of the heads-up display, so you can see the runway very nicely. And really the only thing in the center of the screen at that point is just going to be the reticle lining up with the touchdown zone. All right, we got Mickey there at 35,000, LAX at 28.6, 28.7, 24 miles until. All right, well, I guess we could turn off, let people move around the cabin a little bit. Let's let the attendants know. All right, we are cooking with gas. I know our FMC was saying we need to go up to 35. Does that look like the door is open? No, it's closed. It's the way it's shaded. It looks like the door is open. I guess it's closed. It's just really weird how it's shaded. Oh yeah, it's closed. Okay. Yeah, the FMC wanted us to go up to 39,000 feet, but SimBrief said 35,000 feet, so I'm just going to leave it at 35,000. All right, we still got fuel in the center tank there. No reason to cross-feed anything. 123. I wonder if it's off because of the wind. I wonder if it's off a little bit because of the wind. That's pretty hefty wind there, 80 some miles an hour. You know what, let's just, it doesn't really matter. Let's leave it on the track and the ground speed. Maybe not. Let's put it on, let's do the wind one. Who cares? Let's do that. Okay. It's so indecisive sometimes. Alright, we are about ready to level off. There we go. We are now at our cruising altitude. Got all the pretty little mountains in California. Pretty little mountains in California. One state I've never been to. California. Okay, that was just the shading from the winglets. I was like, man, it looked like that door was open. Alright, so at 153 miles to the top of our descent. Now, when we get closer to landing, we're going to adjust this RNP to match what's on the chart. I believe it's 0.11. Usually, from what I understand, with an RNAV landing, and if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. But from what I understand with an RNAV landing, if there's like nothing showing what the RNP is supposed to be, I believe you're supposed to use like 0.3 for that. But yeah, I don't know for sure. delete. And let's see what it comes up with. It's still the same 28 something. Okay. Very good. Now we have a little bit of time to play around. We got 141 miles until it's the top of our descent. There's really no reason to adjust anything for landing yet. Now, there's this approach button in here, which I like a lot. So this approach button actually brings up, when you push that, during the approach, it brings up the glide scope here, and the course indicator for the VOR when you're hooked on the localizer or a VOR, brings up there. But one thing, the glide scope indicator shows up over here way earlier than it shows up over here. So if you're kind of curious about your height versus the glide scope and you're not picking up the glide scope yet, just hit approach here. The reticle little pink diamond shows up over here, and then you can adjust your descent based on what you see there. First San Simon Airstrip. Right. San Simeon, I guess that says. Not a San Assignment. So if you guys got any ideas what kind of flights you would like to possibly see, you can certainly let me know in the chat below. I do take requests periodically. It just depends on if I have time. Not all of them are going to be streamed like this if it's like an Aerofly flight or X-Plane. But certainly if it's Microsoft, I can certainly stream that. But other than that, I'll have to do, video like I normally do, where I record it and then edit it and upload it and all that, which I like editing the videos, actually. It's kind of a lot of fun. I use CapCut to edit the videos, and they have a lot of really good tools. They make it really simple to do. And then the microphone on my iPad is really good. So, it usually picks up my voice fairly well, because when I'm recording, like Aerofly, and when I've done X-Plane in the past, and even the Microsoft simulator, when I've done that in the past, before I started streaming, I couldn't record my voice at the same time as recording the screen on the iPad, because the volume of the simulator cannot be adjusted while you're recording the screen. It's got some sort of internal volume, and that can't really be adjusted at all. So typically I'll record it and then go into CapCut, edit everything, and then record my voice over top of everything, and then put music on top of it if I need to. But there's really no need for music. But a lot of times I like a lot of the music that's available on CapCut, even though I get copyright infringements because of it sometimes. But I'm not monetized anyway, so I don't really care at this point. If I ever become monetized, maybe I'll care. But at this point, I don't care. We got airports below it. Pretty airport. And I hope I don't screw up this landing. I probably landed over 1,000 times in simulators. I've only been playing them for a few years, but I've done a lot of flights. But man, these RNAV ones, they just they're not really that difficult, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I get nervous with RNAV approaches. I mean, it's really not that bad. You just have to program. You just have to make sure your plane's descending correctly. Really, I mean, that's about it. Sometimes you have to push this speed intervention button, to change the speed. I've never had to use the altitude intervention button. I don't even know why you would use that, to be honest. I'll have to read about that. I understand the speed intervention. That one I understand. All right, well, I guess we can let's set up a couple of things for the descent. So we got a decision height 600 and decision altitude of 617. So let's plug in yeah, radio Barrow. So that is going to be 600. And radio is going to be 617. And 275 for the approach. So we'll plug that in. When I move these and I click on it, I usually use the right and left trigger to really move everything. The switches, the knobs, the buttons, except locking the landing gear. That you just have to double click on it. All right, we got 84 miles until we begin our descent. And we should have 8.5. See, I knew we had too much fuel. I don't know why it was saying. I don't know why it was saying what it was saying with the reserve fuel before. I think that was because I had the wrong. I think because I had the wrong thing programmed for our actual trip, the amount of fuel that we were going to be using during our trip. I think that's why it was doing that before. According to this, at our initial fix, we need to be at 6,000, mandatory at 6,000 feet. And RNP is 0.11. So that's kind of like, for the navigation, it's kind of like the, you know, how accurate it needs to be within like 0.11. I don't really understand completely what it means. Or really how to describe it. I think it has to do with like the margin of error that your plane can be within for these RNAV landings. I think that RNP, I know RNP is real and ANP is actual. But I think the RNP is like the margin of error that you are allowed to have with these type of landings. I think that's what it means. But yeah, if anybody's checking this out, and you have any thoughts on the volume between the airplane and my voice, if things need to be adjusted, let me know so I know what to do for next time. Because I periodically will bring it up on my iPad and kind of listen to myself a little bit while I'm doing this, just to kind of get a gauge. And I'm using the audio mixer with OBS, but other than that, I'm not really able to listen to myself do this, so I don't know for sure. So if something needs to be adjusted, just let me know, and I'll do my best to adjust it properly next time. You know what? You might actually be able to see. We might be able to see what happens at nighttime. That is pretty. Wish I could take a screenshot of that. I guess I could. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was easy. New Kuyama. Alright, radio. Alright. Miles, so we might as well. Lejeune, let's check out Lejeune and see what it says on our map here. So that needs to be. Alright, well, I want to be at 15,000 feet for Lejeune, I think. So let's. Yeah. Let's plug in 15,000 for Lejeune. And if we need to descend earlier, we will descend earlier. See what it says here. Okay, a little bit earlier. Well, let's plug in a lower altitude now. Okay, let's plug in 28.7. Now, when I do RNAV landings, I try to match these accordingly. When I do an ILS landing, I just try to make sure I'm at the right height a few miles before the glide scope fix. But when it comes to RNAV landings, I really try to match up those as best I can. All right, comics, I want to be at 12,000 at comics. On the arrival chart that I'm looking at on Navigraph, it says anywhere between 12,000 to 15,000 feet, but I don't want to risk being too high. So we're going to adjust this accordingly and see what it calculates. All right, so we're going to be descending a little bit early. That's not a big deal. Okay. That I am good with. Gambit, Spidey, Marvel, Lax. Okay. We are good. Oh, why is that? All right, and let's see what it says here for pre-descent. Let's bring up the yokes. All right, so descent, pressurization, we got the landing altitude, recall, check. Auto brake, we don't need to do just yet. Well, I mean, we're going to put it in auto brake 3. Landing data, VRAF, and minimal. We got the minimums. I guess we could put on the auto brake now, but let's go to init. And let's type in. Let's copy this. This may change a little bit depending on what happens with, our gross weight as we get closer. Now, this program screen, I'm gonna be using this towards when we get closer. This RNP progress. So I'm gonna be using this quite a bit when we're descending. So right now, see it says an RNP of 0.30 right now. That's okay, but as we get closer, that's going to be needed to switch to 0.11. So, but that's only as we get closer, I believe. So, and at Clown, we need to be at a maximum of 210 for our speed. Let's make sure that's in there. Yep. Plomin. I guess we could plug in 0.11 now. 0.11. I guess you can't plug it in there. We'll have to do it from the other FMC where the legs are showing. But anyways, I like using this here when we get closer. Let's do cruise again. Top of descent is 14. And then one thing I like to choose too is if you go to this CTR button, push it, bring up the rose compass, push it one more time, it will actually bring up our plane. And when we start descending, it will show, it'll show our angle and where we're at and all that, kind of like it does on the Airbuses. Ooh, more traffic. This is crazy. I've never seen other airplanes on the screen before. I don't have like real world traffic on. I just have like the AI traffic. So all right, we're going to begin our descent here pretty soon. Let's change this. Oh, it's over there. Oh yeah, I think I see it. Look at that. Actually got airplanes over there. That is pretty cool. Probably turn some of these lights down a little bit here. All right, here we go. So we're going to start descending here pretty soon. Let's plug in the 0.11 now. See what happens with our descent. So actual within, jeez. Yep, let's see what happens. See if it keeps us where we need to be. Actually, that's kind of silly. Let's just do one. Let's do 2 for now, like it was before. Okay, and let's do program, previous. All right, so we're allowed to be within 2 nautical miles, and right now we're 0.06 nautical miles actual. All right, it's not bad. All right, let's put this down to 25.5. That should put us right at Marvel. Whoa, that's not good. There we go. Now it's coming back in the fold. Let's add a little spoiler. Add a touch of the spoilers. All right, we're doing good so far. Yep, looks like we are going to be landing at night. I was trying to prevent that. Oh, look, LAX. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I wonder what airport that is over there. Right there. Alright, 20,008. For Spidey. Alright, that's holding good. Yeah, okay, so RMP, let's do 0.11, I guess. Vertical deviation is doing okay. Marvel should be okay. Let's turn on our let's make that actually like 650. We'll make them both like 650. Just to give ourselves a little bit of a buffer. So barometer is above sea level. The radio is above the altitude. You know, above ground. Alright, so at Spidey, Gambit is 18.6. Let's program this for 15,000. I guess I should put the seatbelts back on, right? That'd probably be a good thing. Probably be a good thing. 25,000. Alright, we're doing okay. So far, so good. 22, 24 miles off our vertical deviation. That's not too bad. 28 high. RNP 400. Actual is 131. Alright, that's not bad. Lejeune looks like we're going to be correct for Lejeune. Alright, so far so good. Let's lower this down a little bit here. Let's check our VREF page real quick. Alright, that's still good. 142. So it looks like 147 will probably be our actual VREF. Oh yeah, we need to program a couple of fixes in. Let's go back a screen here. Alright, so fix is runway 27. And we're going to do 4 miles out, a 4-mile ring for our landing gear and like, flaps 15, full flap, flaps 15 probably. And then 10 miles out for like flaps 5 or something like that. And then 10 miles out. Okay. And we can go back to legs. And we're doing okay still. Speed's doing good. 261, 261, 261 for our speed. Are there any speed restrictions with this? No, not really. Okay. The first speed restriction is at climbing, which is at 210. Okay. And comics, we need to be at 12,000, so let's set 12,000 here. So we can make sure on the display it's showing correct. I really wasn't trying to land this at nighttime because, like I said, the plane is really hard to see. But yeah, like if I didn't have the wing lights on or the tail light on, like I don't know if we would see the plane really. Oh yeah, I gotta check the barometer here. That's very, very important when you're doing RNAV approaches, is to have the correct barometer. Alright, so it's 29.93, that was checked 13 minutes ago according to the Navigraph. Hey, you see like how dark like the plane is? Like if that wing light wasn't on, those wing lights or that tail light, like it'd be really difficult to see this airplane. Alright, let's jump back in here. So we're going to be adjusting the barometer here in a minute. We're going to be a little high at comics, but that's okay. Because that flashing, because comics is 12,000 to 15,000 feet. Okay, at Lantern, what do we need to be at Lantern? Lantern is 9,000. Steep descent after Lejeune. Yep, I know. Three. Alright, what are we going to be at X-Men's? Clone. X-Men's is supposed to be 7,000 feet. It's not too bad. Well, if it's going to be steep, let's put on some air brakes. Maybe that'll help us out with our descent. Alright, so after flush, we have a decel point. Well, I guess we could do speed intervention now, right? And we'll leave it alone for now. Alright, METAR is still 29.93. And Lantern and Xmas is 230. Yep, 230 and 230. Drag required, you got it. Alright, so far so good. Flush looks like we're going to be at about 10,000. What is the mileage on that? 20 miles? Okay, that's not bad. Let's set it for 240 right now. Alright, so far so good. Yep, flesh is good. Lantern is good. Alright, let's set this for 6,000. We're doing good so far with the descent. So far so good. Sorry, I gotta pause this for just 1 second, guys. Gotta take a quick drink. Oh, by the way, I saw Saw X today. Yo, that movie was something else, man. That was a good movie. After all these years, it's still gross and it's still awesome. It was a good movie. Shawnee Smith was real good. The guy who plays John Kramer was real good. The plot was okay. The traps were real good, but okay, we need to be at 230 now. approach. I don't like clicking on this and moving it because last time I did that, it was just flashing blue like forever, and I couldn't really adjust it anymore. It was, I don't know what was, oh, a vector. That is bad. I didn't see that. Shoot. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? Alright, we can turn on some other lights now. So we can turn on wheel well. Actually, let's adjust this down to 10,000 now. And we can put on, let's see here. Let's put this on continuous. Man, we didn't even really touch the fuel on the wings. Looks like we just used the center tanks the whole time. Okay, we are doing pretty good right now. Descent is looking pretty good. Miramar, Top Goon. Alright. Doing pretty good. Well, I wonder if we can even see the runway. Or if it's, oh no, these are just clouds here, okay. Hey, there's our airport, San Diego. Alright, spoilers armed. Let's add a little bit of drag. Let's just put a little bit of flaps out right now. Nope, we need more drag. There we go. Now we'll get down to the correct altitude and time. Oh, master caution. Yes, I know, because of the fuel tanks here. Let's put down another thing of flaps. So we'll do flaps 2. Alright, so we're hitting NATO. at 0.11. Alright, let's put this down to 5,200. Sayi, we need to be at 3,000, 3,200 for Sayi. Let's put our cruise in at 6,000 feet. Alright, so far so good. We might as well just put this all the way down to 500 like we're supposed to do from what I understand with RNAV approaches. Oops, I could be wrong with that, but that's just what I was told. We are way off on our vertical deviation, by the way, and that's partly my fault because I spent so long on that other FMC plane around, but it is what it is. Alright, let's put on some yes, I know it's going off. Be more flaps, I know. There we go. There we go. Once we get down to about 500, we will take off the
1,000.
autopilot.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
To white, to red, looks good so far. The only thing with this landing without the ILS in this game is it's really difficult to
400.
turn off the auto throttle.
Sync rate. Sync rate. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, good, it did turn off. Sweet. I don't know what gate we're supposed to go to. I didn't look that part up with the flight. Sorry. Hey man, we did pretty good with that RNAV landing. I guess we can just pull up to like any gate. Boy, that is annoying. I don't know where to park. Where's my little guy with the light sticks? Where you at, my dude? Now, I'm not going to go through shutting it all down and all that. That's about it for the stream tonight, guys. This was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're on Twitch. Maybe consider, adding me so you can catch more content when I do make it. If you have any ideas on what you would like me to do, flight-wise, please let me know. I'd be very interested to see what y'all think. That's about it. This is your internet pilot, Captain Greg, signing off on this here Sunday night on October 1st, my favorite month of the year. With Halloween, yes sir. I love Halloween. Be good to yourself, be good to other people. Certainly be good to me. I certainly do appreciate it. And until we see each other again, above the friendly skies of Mother Earth, in some airplane, at some airport, in some simulator, who knows what it's going to be. This is Greg signing off. See ya.